Oops. Oops. There you go. Right, well this is going to be interesting. I'm going to try and squeeze a two-man tent into a one-person space. I'm conscious I'm running out of light and I haven't got long, so beggars can't be choosers. Let's just see how this goes. Do you know what? I think this might just work. Well, I've definitely got a few adjustments to make, but I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to go around and cinch it all up. So if you have a look inside, I'm definitely on a slope and there's nothing I can do about that, but I think I can make the best of it. Let's just get sorted out and see what this looks like when it's fully done, because this could be quite good. So let's have a look. I might have changed my tent tonight. 7 degrees at the moment. It's almost spring-like, so I thought the Southern Cross 2 would be overkill. That's why I've gone to the MSR. It can be a little bit drafty here, but it's got good ventilation. And because the temperatures, although they're warm now, they're going to drop to -2 tonight at least. I've got my Leviathan 900. I've got my OAX Thermalite inside, giving me an extra bit of insulation. And underneath that, I've got my Alp Kit pad. Just a little bit of extra insulation and protection from the ground. I have to say this could be one of the most uncomfortable night's sleep I've had as well. It's definitely got a massive lean on that left-hand side. I'm going to be scrunched up over towards the door, but this is more than I could have hoped for. So let me tell you why I'm being a little bit coy about where I am. I ran into an old mate and colleague last week, and he told me about a wild camping pitch that he uses not too far from his home address, which he was good enough to share with me, and I wanted to come and see for myself. And he's not wrong, is he? Just look at this. This is absolutely fantastic scenery. I'm going to watch the sun go down and it's going to be fantastic. But he did say it was tight for a two-man tent, but I'm squeezed in now and I brought a load of good food to cook. So we're going to have cooking with Crag Rat and we're going to have cake rat outdoors. We're living the high life tonight. This is brilliant. I think I've got an hour left of decent daylight. So what I'm going to do is I'll get into my sleep clothes now, get nice and warm, and then I'm going to get some food on. This could be quite good, or it could be a disaster. Okay, so last time out I used my OAX Hierro and it worked really well, but if I'm honest, it's probably just going to be used for reheating water and food. So I wanted to do a bit of cooking tonight. So I've gone back to my MSR Pocket Rocket. I think we'll get a warm brew on first. I've got one hippie tea bag left and that's it. No more hippie tea bags. So for a bit of an appetiser, I've gone with a mac and cheese mugshot. Those are great. And then for my main course, got a little bit of steak with some peppers as well. I've got a few spices and salt to flavour it. And I'm also going to be cooking my flatbread recipe as well. Absolutely love that. And as I said a little bit earlier, I do have a dessert. I'm going to save that to show you afterwards. So what I'm going to do, because I've only got one stove and one pan, I'm going to have to keep some of this stuff warm in between. So I bought a Gram Counter Gear thermo pocket. And as you can see, I've had to do a couple of running repairs. The guy who delivered it shoved it through the letterbox. And not surprisingly, the little shark at home got her teeth into it, started to rag it around. But I think I've saved it. Mate, what was I thinking of 7 degrees? Must be the thermometer climatising. Just above freezing. But there's no wind and it doesn't feel like it's freezing. So let me make a start on this tea. Oh, man. I'll get some proper food on. Get that on a low heat. Beautiful. I think Gordon Ramsay's job's still safe. Just see where it's started to catch. A bit more butter there. Just while I start preparing this flatbread, just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone that liked my last video, left a comment and subscribed. Do appreciate all that interaction. Just helps the channel grow and reach more people. That's what it's all about. There, I think that's pretty much cooked. Just gonna bob that. God, that is good. Put that back in there. Put these peppers in. Oops. So for the flatbreads, I'll put the recipe on the screen, but it's exactly the one I did when I was up in the Lake District, although I haven't got any Nigella seeds in this one. As you remember from before, just needed a low heat for this. Yeah, this isn't going as planned. Never mind. Well, let's see if the other one turns out any better. Well, it's not too bad. I think the second one will come out a lot better. Oh yeah. So there you go. It's not the most appetising meal you're going to see on YouTube. If anything, I've done it for the laughs, but it's still pretty tasty and I'm still pretty hungry. That's not bad. So let's have a go at this steak. It's going to be an awful lot of tidying up after this. But the steak's really nice. It's really well seasoned. At least it wasn't all a disaster. Let me eat all this. There's still quite a lot to go through. And then I'll bring you back for Cake Rat Outdoors. You can say what you like about camp cooking. You can say how tasty it is. I can absolutely guarantee nothing beats the mac and cheese. Just look at that. Boiling the bag every time. Perfect. That's the temperature outside. -4.5. But it certainly doesn't feel it in here. I'm nice and warm. And that's all right. So tonight, for Cake Rat Outdoors, I've got a cupcake. My missus had a very, very busy cake business, which she's scaled back in recent months. But occasionally, she does bake for other people, as well as at home. And this was a spare cupcake that she had. So I definitely know this is going to be good. Oh, that is so good. Yeah, it's about 7 o'clock. I think I dropped off for 5 minutes or so, but that's lovely. It's so still outside, there's no wind again. I think that's making a difference. There doesn't seem to be much moisture in the air either, which is a bonus. So I don't even know whether I'll wake up to a decent frost. I think what I'll do is, I think I'll leave it a couple of hours and then I'll put a hot drink on, sort my hot water bottle out and snuggle down then. Just enjoying being out again. Just another good night. Just lying here, listening to the noises outside, some grouse, some geese. Can hear an aeroplane overhead. It's all good stuff. And it was going to be one of those days again where I was a bit reluctant to pack and I was reluctant to come out. I think sometimes just the amount of preparation and planning that goes into these things, going out and camping, making sure I've got everything, can sometimes be a little bit overwhelming. and I can think of a dozen reasons not to go. But once I got everything packed and everything sorted, I didn't have a very, very long journey. And I think that's made all the difference. I'll bring you back when I finish that and I get my hot water bottle on. Right, well, it's 5 to 10 and I've made my hot water bottle, which I've put inside of this Tommy Tippy thing that we've had knocking around the house for ages. Keeps it nice and warm in there. Hold that into a sleeping bag, place it in between my knees. It'll keep me warm all night. Right, I'm shattered, so I'm going to brush my teeth. I'm going to get some sleep. The sunrise is around about 20 past 7 in the morning. I think I'll be awake before then. I've got an army ration pack vegetarian all day breakfast for the morning. I can't say I'm actually looking forward to that, but it might be better than I think, so you never know. Unless anything changes, I'll bring you back in the morning. I'll see you then. Well, it's about 6:30 and it's -3 outside, and I can't say I felt the cold last night, but I definitely don't fancy that vegan breakfast this morning. I might save that for another day, or I might even save it for another meal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this trail mix instead. It's a little bit more appetising, and then as soon as I've seen this coffee off, I'm going to start getting packed away. Well, that wasn't too bad. What I felt in the night was my back was in contact with the inner and it was cold. So what I did was I just shifted the hot water bottle and wedged that between the inner and my back. Just kept it warm all night. It was brilliant. And considering I was in danger of slipping off all the time, it was fine. I had a really good night's sleep. Right, I'm going to see this brew off. Footpath was a bit tacky yesterday. You can see it's frozen solid now. Well, it's a bit of a grey start, but most of this walk is going to be downhill this morning, so it's going to be quite a pleasure. It's just one obstacle to get over. Well, I think I'll wrap it up here. I hope you don't mind for this one. I keep the location to myself. I was quite lucky to be given it in the first place. I don't want to spoil it, and I may come back here in warmer weather, but I haven't got too far to walk now. If you've enjoyed it, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, and if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.